Let's bring in Stewart Webb, editor of DefenceReport.com, to talk some more about the story. Stewart, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Marilla.
As you know, Canada's not protected by NORAD or under the agreement if there is a missile launched by North Korea. Do you think that needs to change?
Oh, yes, and of course it's going to be very, tenuous question in Canada. I mean, in 2004, Paul Martin said no to the ballistic missile defense, and now that we're upgrading our frigates and looking at other venues of the military, the question is, how, if we are going to be part of BMD, what does that look like, and what our response is going to be?
Why do you think it's necessary? We know that North Korea doesn't lump us sort of in that same group that it has the United States, but why do you think we need to take this direction?
Well, it's not just for for our own sake, for protecting Canada. From my personal opinion, I mean, we are going to be upgrading our frigates. Now, there actually is a ballistic missile defense capability that we can actually integrate within our own frigates. That actually would allow a much more global effort with any United States naval fleet and whatnot. When it comes to like a North Korean missile hitting Vancouver, for example, we're 200 kilometers away from Seattle. I highly doubt that the United States will not interfere with that missile trajectory and shoot it down. I would definitely not believe that at all.
And what do you make, sort of, North Korea's readiness to launch this kind of weapon?
Well, the readiness, I mean, well, we'll see what happens going forward. It does take a lot for the North Koreans to actually build a missile, take it to the launching pad, and we have a myriad of satellites, over these facilities. So we do sort of, recognize when they actually are going to do it. One thing about this recent launch, though, is that that missile actually had the capability of reaching Guam if it was targeted for that. So Kim Jong-un did make that promise earlier this month that they would test a missile that had that capability.
What do you think will be the red line for the U.S.? Will it be once a missile is in the air, headed in the direction and shot down by their defense system?
A red line for what? To interfere?
To take military action.
Oh, definitely. And we'll see what happens. I mean, let's say that the North Koreans did launch a missile and it did hit a target. The United States actually take 2 to 3 weeks for them to actually move their tanks from Texas to South Korea. South Korea and Japan are essentially going to be by themselves, except for the strategic element of the bombers and such the United States has within South Korea. And the South Koreans, well, it's going to be difficult for them, especially when North Korea has 8,000 artillery and rocket pieces right on the border of the DMZ, which means that their first target would be Seoul, one of the most densely populated cities in the world.
Do you think Japan will arm up as a result of all this?
Well, Japan has been arming up slowly. They first got their first helicopter aircraft carrier for the first time. They definitely are still the self-defense force, but they are definitely starting to arm up.
Stewart Webb, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.